Well, I woke up to what I thought was just some condensation gathered on my sleeping bag, because I could see the droplets, and I thought there was just a little wet from that. But it turns out the side of my tent that's down home has kind of started collapsing because of all the rain, and there's a puddle, not a whole side of the tent, so my down bag is wet because of that too, which is kind of scary because that's really my only source of warmth, and it's 5 a.m. right now, and I'm debating if I should pack up a night hike down to the next shelter, but it's 3.2 miles over very wet, steep rocks. So I'm kind of just trying to stay on the uphill side of my tent, which is still dry. I'm like half on my sleeping pad because the other half is just sitting in a puddle. So hoping for maybe another hour of sleep and maybe not to wake up in a puddle. But we'll see what happens. Good morning. So it's like 6:45 or something right now, and I got an early start from camp because I got woken up at 4 something in the morning by a downpour of rain, and I decided to pack up about 5-ish, but packing up in the rain, I was kind of dragging my feet, so didn't break camp fully and get out until about 6:30, and by then it was actually first light, and the rain had slowed up some, which is nice. Kind of walking through like a jungle almost this morning. It's just really pretty, but definitely still getting hit by some water coming off the trees. Didn't make breakfast or anything in the rain, so it's 3.2 miles to Footbridge shelter, which is like 0.2 off the path, but at least I'll be able to stop there. I might spread some of my stuff out, cook a hot breakfast, make a dry privy run because nobody likes to put their butt in wet leaves, and then I'll be moving on from there. It's supposed to be about a 13.3 mile day, but that was according to the 2017 Green Mountain Club guide for the long trails, so according to Gut Hook, it's probably going to be closer to like 15 miles today, which is good because it would have been 17 if I hadn't summited Camel's Hump yesterday, and probably would have been impossible to do in the rain, so it's going to be a good day today. So it's raining in earnest now, and I basically have a straight down descent today, and all of the rocks are soaking wet. This is what I'm looking at right now. I just slipped and landed really hard on my butt and my ankle. Not super pleased about that, especially because the next, what is that, few yards, it's just straight downhill rock. It's all wet, it's all algae covered, and oh, it's gonna be a really long day today. Basically all of the ascents and descents of the trail today have been similar to that, and all of the rocks are wet. This is what I'm looking at for going down the trail. I can't even describe how difficult it is. This is probably the most technical hike I've ever done. Pulling into the Footbridge shelter for a little hot breakfast, privy run, water, and a rest off my feet before hitting the rest of the trail. And this place is really nice. Hey everyone, so just pulling out of the Footbridge shelter where I stopped to make myself a hot breakfast and dry privy stop, and I was gonna fill up on water, but everything is super spread out at this shelter, so decided to pass on the water. It's been raining plenty, so there should be plenty of flowing sources on the way back down. But I actually had a few bars of signal at the shelter, and I made what is for me the very difficult decision that I'm actually going to end my hike today down at Duxbury Road, because there's a parking area there where my fabulous shuttle driver, aka my mother, can pick me up. And the reason I'm choosing to get off trail early is because honestly the long trail it's no joke, and The terrain is rugged, and it's literally either you're going straight up or you're going straight down. I'm having to watch my feet at all times. I've already taken several bad falls because of the combination of wet rocks and mud. So, and it is straight downhill from here, then straight uphill to the next shelter after a road walk, and then straight uphill to Mansfield after that. My sleeping bag is wet, which is a down bag, so it's supposed to be down into the 30s tonight. So honestly, it's just with my gear in the condition that it is right now, and with the trail in the condition that it is right now, it's gonna be a lot wiser for me to pull out early rather than risk getting hypothermic or having a really, really bad fall that, you know, somebody's gonna have to come carry me off the mountain for. So it kind of sucks because I put in so much work into hiking this trail, and honestly, kudos to every end-to-ender, because what bosses. Because I know the terrain is just as rugged north of here as it is here. So probably make you guys one more video at the bottom of the mountain, and of course I promised a post trip gear review, which it's not gonna be the world's greatest because I've only been out on trail for 3 days with the gear, but we'll do that when I get back to civilization again. But unfortunately, after the next 3 miles, I'm gonna have to kiss the long trail goodbye, but it's just goodbye for now. Best view I've gotten all day. I can actually see a little bit of color down there. So I came across this like cave in the middle of the trail. It's pretty sweet. Came from that way, headed through that way. Duxbury window. You can actually see the highway from here. There's a nice little bench you can sit. But mainly I'm just excited. There's a small bit of view. Decided to pass the parking lot and do a little road walk over to the Winooski River Footbridge. And you can see the blazes are on the telephone poles, and you're walking direct down the road for a little while. Pretty cool. So I'm not gonna lie, walking down the road right now, I look like total hiker trash. Like rocking my fanny pack, eating a cheese stick, rolling down this road. Really doing good things here. Okay, doing my first river fording. It's not too deep. It's a little cold though. It's nice. My shoes rinsed off after they've been so muddy. Success! So I am on the Winooski River Footbridge, just finishing up my hike. It seemed like a pretty adequate way to do it. You can see it's a suspension bridge. You can actually see from the highway, so you can hear all the highway noises. Really, really beautiful scenery on all sides. As you can see behind me too. It was a really good hike. I hate getting off the trail early, but I know it's the right decision. But I'm not done with the long trail yet. I don't think the long trail's quite done with me. So I'm gonna enjoy this last bridge walk, and it was a good hike.